Hello and welcome everybody to Alternate Future of the World, episode 2. So in the last episode we saw continuation of the Russo-Ukrainian War and of the Yemeni and Sudanese civil war, start of the Mongolian civil war and Chinese civil war, and the US election of 2028 where Josh Stein was elected president with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as vice president of the United States, and we're in 2028. It is like November kind of, and we're gonna first look at the Russo-Ukrainian war, with Russia is like Ukraine want to sit down for peace talks, and they sit down for peace talks. The Russo-Ukrainian war is finally gonna be over. This is the Treaty of Ankara. So Russia gains all of this land here in the southern region, with a vote to happen like in 10 years on whether to join Ukraine or Russia. And Russia also gains this land with another vote happening in 10 years whether to join Ukraine or Russia. And the next event is the Chinese Civil War, which used to be the Mongolian Civil War. But we're actually gonna kind of focus here for just a little bit as we see, just a complete outright collapse of the Northern Russians, and Russia is very mad about that, as Northern Mongolia is actually just there, as they sending even more troops into the Mongolian regions, which now look a little something like this for the controlled lands. Sorry, was not meant to do the magic one too there. All of this is a part of the Mongolian kind of republic, as the Manchurians, well, the Eastern Manchurians start invading into the Western Manchurians, even into Mongolia. Meanwhile, Mongolia pushes back against the Manchurians, even liberating some territories for China. And as these guys gain out of this, I'm actually going to see if major cities are off, which they are, and turn them back on. As Warsaw's going for not Warsaw, but Manchuria's going for these Manchurian cities, because there's 2 Manchurias in this. As the pro-Republicans invade into like actual China. Well, this is actual China. It's just the communist China, and they capture all of this. As over here, a united front is made. The freedomers break free. They want freedom for East Turkestan and freedom for Tibet, as this is looking out to be a very big civil war. Now, I know Augusto and Editpo have both done this, but I'm also doing my own spin on it. Like, they didn't do a Mongolian start. Meanwhile, the Freedomers, they even invade into Mongolia, as the army has knew there was going to be rebellion there and retreated. So all this land and all this land here are a part of the new Freedomers Rebellion. So yeah, I'm just gonna colour that in a different colour as well. As army rebellion, of course, roughly in these regions, as they just don't want to fight. Well, they know they're gonna have to fight if they rebel, but they don't want to fight for the communists, some of these armies. So yeah, the communist Chinese are just outright foreign. As the next thing we see happen in this video is Saudi Arabia declaring war on someone. Who is Saudi Arabia declaring war on? The nation of Jordan. Now, just after the Yemeni war, the Saudi government faced a secret coup and was replaced with a more militaristic government, as the capital of Jordan is captured within a week. And they surrender, and full annexation is necessary for the Saudi Empire. They say if it's not full annexation, it's a loss. It's kind of the motto for now, but that's mainly with these small states in the Gulf of Arabia. And that is the end for that section of the video. As we see the end of Jordan. Meanwhile, over here in Ireland, a ship was found off the coast of Munster, right here. This ship will come to importance as they realise it is not a normal ship, like it's not a boat ship, but it is something of UFO. It is an alien ship, and they're like, the aliens are real. They first tell the EU, and the EU is the one resourcing it, and they start repairing it as they go into 2029. Happy New Year's. The last couple of years have been faced with civil wars in China, Mongolia, wars in the Middle East with Saudi Arabia, peace in Ukraine, and the revelation of the ship off the coast of Ireland. It is called the Alien Homeland Ship, Irish coast. And like Ireland is starting to see all the improvements, and they're getting all the new technology that the aliens have, as Cork City becomes a major city. And yeah, the EU is currently repairing that ship as we are heading back to the Chinese-Mongolian Civil War, as just an outright multiple rebellions occur, such as another communist rebellion, but they don't want the same communist ideals as what they call the failed communist state of China. This is the People's Republic of China. And then another rebellion, like monarchist rebellion, happens over here. It's like another dynasty. Like let's call it I don't know. I'm not gonna name the dynasty, but it's mainly over here. As these freedomers don't invade anywhere other than Mongolia. Mongolia kicks out these guys, but these guys, yeah, Mongolia will not be fully independent like the Teal Rebellion hoped for. As this pro-Russian, the Russian-backed rebellion starts invading in and almost getting to the gates of Beijing, Xi Jinping has left the country. He is in North Korea, and they find that out after he is in North Korea and declare war on North Korea. They then start invading into North Korea, capturing this major city. But North Korea isn't on the highest of priorities. Beijing is number one and Mongolia is number two. As over here in Mongolia, yeah, they are starting to push back greatly as Ulaanbaatar is captured by the pro-Russian backed government of Mongolia, and yeah, the People's Republic of Mongolia collapses. And now there's two pro-Russian rebellions here, and Mongolia starts invading into Inner Mongolia, capturing all of this. They even start invading the military, but just till they agree to give them Inner Mongolia. Let me just change this pixel here. As the military turns out, it is the one that China surrenders to, but not all of China. Most of the central areas surrender over to the military, as the Democrats get this area that surrenders over to them, and then they invade the pink communists, and they invade the military as well, capturing pretty much all the south of it. They then invade the monarchists, which there wasn't don't do. They instead of just invade and capture Beijing, with communist China collapsing, as monarchist China surrenders over not to the blue team, but to the green team, as the green team just starts invading into the military, capturing all of this, as the military surrenders to the blue team. This is not the same blue team as here, and the military surrender. Well, the Chinese Civil War is over, and they invade into North Korea. This the blue team also does. Yeah, why does the blue team they just want to stop the Western advancements? This military is more so to protect North Korea and just to change the government kinda, but not to a pro Western one. As yeah, that happens. And now I'm gonna do the treaty. And this is the treaty. Now you may be like, Novo, where is the treaty? Well, it's not on this layer. Goodbye, Mongolian Civil War layer. And hello to the new map of China. Now you may be like, what do all these different lines mean? Who controls what? Well, Mongolia controls Inner Mongolia in the Mongolian Federation, but they don't control all of Inner Mongolia. They don't control the Manchurian territories of Inner Mongolia, only expanded to look like this. Meanwhile, there's a North China state here called the Chinese Federation, which is worsened back. There's the East Turkestan Republic and Tibet. The Southern Chinese Republic. Meanwhile, over here, there's some Manchurian area annexes all of this territory of North Korea, but Russia annexes Manchuria in turn, so they have just gained a lot of Asian land, but not a lot of land because they're the biggest country in the world, so it's not that much land to them because they already own some land. It's more like a little bit of land for them, but they're still happy because they gain more than in Ukraine, and that is the treaty. But I'm gonna give capitals. Okay, so I've added the military alliances, and the Chinese Civil War ended in 2040 and started 27, I think it was. So, what we are going to see happening is something that I've never seen happen before. It is a completely new thing. It's to do with that ship. As darkness starts in India and starts spreading. Now this darkness is just there's no light, but there's supposed to be. And yeah, that darkness is all of Europe, Asia. Yeah. But there's no famine still. Crops are still eaten. But you can still make crops, but the UFOs and any comms are down. This is known as the Great Darkness of 2030. And that is where I am going to end today's video with the Great Darkness. Goodbye.